All right, excellent. We're here today with Michaela DeVries. Welcome, Michaela. It's so nice to see you and to get together with you here. Michaela is an MPS art therapy specialization student at St. Stephen's. She began her program in 2016 and she's graduating this year, 2020. Congratulations, Michaela. It's so exciting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really thrilled to have you here, Michaela. I know you've been a student at the college for about 4 years now. You were involved last year with our gala. You helped us out with that as a student volunteer last year, and that was really fun to have you involved in that. And also last fall, a pretty fun thing for you. You got married, and you actually got married here at the college. That's such a unique thing. Before we get into the questions, I'm just curious, tell us what that experience was like. And
Getting married itself, getting married at the college was it was so ideal. My husband and I were planning on eloping at first, and plans had changed, trying to include family. And so when we originally had planned, we wanted to be married at home. And so when we switched those plans, and I was thinking of a venue that felt like home, St. Stephen's was the first thought. And sharing our vows in the library, where I had gone through so much transformation and had so many amazing moments with classmates, was just perfect. And I was so delighted when the college agreed. It was just a perfect day. So
yeah, no, it was such a unique request, and I know all of us at the college were so excited to journey with you through that, because obviously a marriage is it's a life decision, right? And it's a transformative decision, and we were really honored that you invited us to be a part of that in that capacity. So that's exciting. Yeah,
it was so good.
Well, let's talk a bit about your time at St. Steve's and your experience at St. Steve's. And I'm curious, just a nice light intro question here. What attracted you to St. Stephen's College? Like, how did you end up here, and what attracted you here?
Well, St. Stephen's has a real knack of finding a way into your heart. And so I stumbled across the college. Actually, I was introduced to it in my undergrad by a mentor. And I was interested at the time in play therapy. And she said, have you ever thought about art therapy? There's a really cool college in town. You should go and take a summer course. And I did. So I took my first summer course while I was still in my undergrad. It was Intro to Art Therapy with Ara Parker. And that course just changed my whole direction for the rest of my 2 years, finishing my psychology degree. And everything I did after that was with the direction of landing at St. Stephen's for the master's program. And yeah, it was just the winds just took me elsewhere.
Amazing.
That's how I found my way there. Like a homecoming. So
yeah, fantastic. Well, let me ask, what have you found unique about your studies at St. Stephen's? I mean, I know you mentioned earlier the transformative nature of your studies here, and we really try at St. Steve's to interweave learning with reflection and personal growth. I wonder, what have you found unique about your studies at St. Stephen's?
Yeah, I think all of that, the weaving, the weaving not just your personal into how you're going to be professionally, but a huge part of what feels like a really rigorous transformation is diving really deeply into whatever it is you acknowledge as spirit, as God, as the divine. And I think St. Stephen's obviously has a really unique piece in that we have to integrate spirituality into ourselves and into our practice. And so I think, a big piece of what made my study so unique was diving into those real deep depths of the meaning of life, of the meaning of death, of all those deep rooted existential questions. And ultimately feeling like when you're in those depths, you're releasing these layers of yourself and coming out at the end just completely transformed. Out of the chrysalis we come by the end of graduation. But I think all of that integrated together is what made my studies so unique for me. And so unique, especially when I talk to friends and colleagues who have come from different programs. The level of depth that we enter into is much different. It's much different.
Interesting. Yeah. My next question is a little bit open-ended. It touches on parts of what you just said, but it goes in other directions too. How has your work at the college helped you grow or develop? We've talked personally, but how has it helped you grow or develop intellectually, professionally, spiritually, all kinds of other aspects of your life?
All the other aspects. Well, I actually had a professor, I think one of my first courses, say to me, and it stuck with me this whole time. She said, we can only take our clients as far as we've gone. And that really stood out for me. It might have been one of my very first classes, but the diversity in who shows up to our courses, whether they're open study students, the professors, all of the people that are in the program, offer such a diverse way of looking at the world and a diverse way of working with clients that it just shifts. I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but this transformation piece, it just shifts what you're thinking and how you're thinking about things. And it opens up a whole new world to how you thought you might work with a certain client. Obviously, intellectually, we have a really depth-oriented way of seeing our clients, and it's not at all superficial, and it's very deeply rooted and paired with the spiritual aspect of who we are as human beings. But yeah, just that diversity and depth that we offer in our classes. And it allows, once you go into practice, when you're in that depth, to be able to meet clients wherever they're at and however deep they're at, and somehow find ease in being able to sit down with them wherever they are and just relate and be human with them. Right. And so that was a real gift, was in coursework when I was in those depths being met. Oh no, that just like really hit my heart. But being in courses where I'm in those depths in my training, intellectually and spiritually, and I'm being met by my professors or by other people in the course, and they're just with ease sitting down and meeting me. Right. And so it's a real model for how you'll meet your clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, one last question. We're living in such an interesting time right now. You know, the experience that we each are having in the world today is unprecedented in many of our lives. And I think it underscores that there are real and tangible needs in our world, right? There are real and tangible needs that need to be met in our world today. And I'm wondering how you feel your education at St. Stephen's has equipped you for the work of these needs. It's a big question, I know.
You know, it's a big question, but the first thing that came to mind was love and compassion. Those are necessity of life. to feel loved and feel compassion. And I think St. Stephen's has, from the beginning, offered teachers to me who are great demonstrators of what it means to truly, truly love. And I think that's something that maybe can't be taught, but can be modeled, what it looks like and how big it can look, even when you think it can't look that big.
Yeah.
And in times like these, I think St. Stephen's and those teachers have really shown me that that kind of love and that compassion and that divine love is, and it's endless. So it doesn't run out. It's big enough for anything. And I think that carries a lot of my heart when I go into work, and offers me some support in times where hope feels a lot different than it did 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And is at the front of my mind anytime I meet a new client. But love and compassion are, I think, two very big gifts.
Yeah, it grounds us, I think, in the midst of all the uncertainty and chaos around us.
Exactly.
These are orienting points that we can come back to because they endure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks so much, Michaela. Really appreciated our conversation today.
Thanks, Fred. Thank you for having me. It was so lovely to meet with you and to see you. It's been so long.
It has been long, hasn't it? It's strange being off campus like this, but it's great to virtually Zoom together. And looking forward to celebrating with you at Convocation. And
thank you. I look forward to it.
Bit here. Good. Thanks. You have a nice day.
You too.